Nowadays, we have grown men with beards wearing dresses going into the women's restroom. When I was younger, any normal person that felt like they were born in the wrong body was trying to be passable, and they were really wanting to live their life as a woman. And if you really think psychologically you were born in the wrong body, unfortunately, it's like a mental illness. But people hear illness and they just have a full spiral. So this new age of weirdos and predators trying to pretend they're trans or pretend they're this and harm women and children, that's my issue. So there is this piece of shit named Lilly Tino who is pretending to be trans and recently went into the women's restroom at Disneyland. Disneyland's for children. Yes, there's adults that like Disney. We know that. And the camera's rolling. I'm sorry, there's a 7-year-old that just walked behind you. Why the fuck are you in a little training bra and lipstick, clearly with a man's voice, in the women's restroom filming? Rage bait, attention. These things did not exist 10 years ago. So people love to misconstrue what I said, and that's really what I meant. And I think that we should be protecting women and children at all costs these days with so many weirdos out there on the internet.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things going on in today's world, like a man wearing blue hair, but hey, that's neither here nor there. Of course, there's going to be people like Lilly Tino, when for so long we've been so tolerant towards people being able to do whatever they want. We've been so tolerant towards people being able to do whatever they want that they're going to all sorts of extremes. So extreme that they're beginning to add some very disgusting things to the ABCD community's agenda. As I've said in videos in the past, you shouldn't be surprised that it's the case that men are starting to identify as women and going into women's spaces and then saying that they're women because you all supported it. Of course, you're going to have a lunatic going online and creating social medias like this. You all said that you can identify as a woman, and when you identify as a woman, you're a woman. So what makes you think that you can go against that when for decades you've been telling people they are that thing that they identify as, and if they identify as that thing, they're that thing? You're all a part of the problem, and now you're crying about the problem that you created.
I took those photos with a very clear goal in mind, which was to show a non-passing trans woman existing peacefully in a bathroom. There are a lot of opinions out there, especially from people like Jeffrey, that we're faking it, that we are, just in bathrooms to cause trouble and hurt women and children, and none of that's true. It's ridiculous. Like, we are in the bathroom for the same reason as you. So it begs the question, how do we solve the problem of people see us, they're afraid because of what they've heard, it's not actually true? How do you change people's minds? That's why I posted the pictures, right? Like, yes, I knew it was going to be shocking. Like, I knew. I wasn't just trying to make people mad. I was trying to expose them to something that over time I want to be normal. I don't want to have to walk into a bathroom and feel afraid. I think that's where people get tripped up on, oh, this is rage bait. No, it's not rage bait. It is something that you're not used to seeing. It is a conversation that is being intentionally started to get you used to ideas you're not familiar with.
Hello! I'm at Disney. I've been wanting to twirl all day, so I'm gonna twirl now. I love it here at Disneyland. I wish I could stay longer. I'm gonna stay till they kick me out, or at least that's my plan. Yeah, I like it here. Bye.
Is this Lilly Tino's brother, long lost cousin? Who are you? Because yeah, you clearly need some help. Before we get back into the video, if you guys have enjoyed the video thus far, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hit the bell so that you're notified when a video comes out. And let us get back into the video.
What do you think?
Honestly, Z.
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 Okay. Why would you say that?
Honestly, he's just, I don't know how to put it into words, but he's just so special with everything he's been doing, with holding stamps, building the ballroom when people are hungry. It's just, it's crazy.
So when he's building the ballroom, when people are going hungry, how do you kind of relate the two to be together?
I mean, withholding SNAP benefits because
Just kind of like, a moment of reflection. Before you go and you say this stuff and with certainty and you tell someone that Trump is doing X, Y, and Z, you might not have the full
caught me
picture.
very off guard. And so I didn't know what to say.
Okay.
So,
Do you want to redo any of what you said?
not much because I've only heard from what other people are saying and I don't.
Are you okay?
You caught me really off guard.
It's okay. You don't have to cry. It's okay. It's just a question.
I'm gonna go back over here.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't mean to make her cry. It was just
It's okay. I don't like cameras and I didn't realize you were recording me.
Oh,
so now I'm
this is so big. I don't know how you missed it.
Trans person loses the debate and runs away.
Oh, I didn't know we were using kink. Sorry, I forgot to ask everybody for their consent because everybody involved needs to be a consenting adult.
So you're trans, right?
Yes, I am.
Can I ask you what makes someone trans?
What does that feel like? What it feels like?
No, not feeling, because feelings can be wrong, right? Or you can be misled on feelings.
What?
Everybody has feelings. Not all feelings are according to reality. You agree? Like, okay, just answer. What makes someone trans?
Literally, just them saying I'm trans.
Just a profession of belief.
Huh?
Just a profession, like professing a belief.
It's not a belief.
Okay, so then that's what I'm asking. I'm genuinely asking, like, what makes someone trans? Like, if it's not a belief, what is it?
It's just who somebody is. It's part of like their personality. It's part of like just how somebody as a whole. It's just.
Okay, can we agree then? Like, let's start here. Transgenderism itself is an incongruence between what you are and what you were assigned as, or like what you believe in and what you were assigned at birth.
It's not a belief. No.
So, like, what is like? Is it physical? Is it?
It's physical and mental. It's.
Because people can have beliefs once again, right? I can believe I'm like Santa Claus, right? But would we say I'm Santa Claus?
Santa Claus isn't real though.
They're not. Santa Claus is not real. What makes something real? Come on. I'm genuinely asking.
Okay.
I'm not insulting you. I'm not doing all that stuff.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to find the words.
Like, when you say something that's real is physical.
I cannot. I have nothing I can say.
Wow, she lost the debate really fast.
Yeah, this is the typical behavior of the ABCD community. Once asked to defend their positions, they can't do it. They always run away, but they want you to believe in what they believe in, even though they can't justify what they believe in. That's the level of logic and the level of intelligence we're dealing with.
On campus is the Alliance office. I have been part of the Alliance for the past 4 years. Past 2 years I've been the president. So I spent a lot of time in there and it's just very homey and cozy.
There is no way on God's green earth that you can convince me that this person is a woman.
How long is a quarter of an hour?
Quarter of an hour. It like stresses me so much. Usually it wouldn't be I literally can't think. I'm like
like a quarter of an hour. like if I
know what you're saying. Like, I don't know. Like, I literally just can't like.
Okay, what is 3 cubed?
3 cubed?
Yep.
21.
21. There you go. What is 3 times 3 times 3?
21.
Okay. Yeah, I was just making sure. What is 9 plus 9 plus 9?
21.
Okay,
yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
3 for 3. I was just making sure.
I'm like, oh my god, I feel like I keep getting it wrong.
In reality, those 3 questions all equal to 27, believe it or not.
No.
College educated students. I can guarantee it all started off with the bullnose ring piercing. You went from a normal looking human being to what you look like now.
We are now at the peak of the patriarchy extinction burst, and I'll tell you what's going on big picture. So here's what happened. The divine feminine started waking up and healing and saying, we're not taking any more of this bullshit from these men. Y'all don't get access to us unless you heal yourselves. So it all started with women unlearning what the patriarchy told them, which was to center men and that their value only comes from men if they can get a husband and have kids. now what that's doing is it's triggering men to either look inwards and be like, wait, why do women want nothing to do with us? And those are the men that are going to rise with us, or they're going to be an incel and they're going to push back 10 times harder because they know they're losing control and their grip on women. That's why you see all of these red pill men online going crazy, because they're losing control, they're throwing a fit. And this is exactly the extinction burst. This is what happens when someone knows they're dying and they can do nothing to control it. It's kind of like when you back an animal into a corner, they can't do anything but scream and yell and fight. That's what these red pill incel men are doing right now. But the men who choose to heal and elevate with the women, they're also going through their own unlearning of all of the things that the patriarchy told them, which is dominate women, don't be gay. So this is what we're seeing in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I don't think this video and your stupid speech did exactly what you thought it did. The whole feminist ideology is basically just doing what you want and then killing your offspring, which then leads to you not being able to reproduce the next generation, which will then lead to your extinction. And then you're also pushing for immigration en masse, which will then also lead to the people who disagree with you ideologically to also replace you. Those being the people who are going to again implement the patriarchy that you're so fervently trying to destroy. You're an idiot, and your whole speech just showed us how much of an idiot you truly are. Good job.
We posit that there is a whiteness pandemic behind the racism pandemic, and that this begins in the family system where young children are socialized into the culture of whiteness within white families. Our first recommendation is to remember that the whiteness pandemic is a pandemic. If you were born and raised in the United States, especially in a white family, then you've been raised in the pandemic, and you can play a role in halting and reversing this pandemic. We have two specific recommendations to that end. The first is for white parents to invest time in their own racial identity development through joining an organization like Showing Up for Racial Justice or your local BLM chapter.
You would think with all of this so-called whiteness, they would go to other countries and develop those countries where there is less whiteness, but they don't do that. They make up mumbo jumbo, don't reproduce, and just say a whole bunch of nonsense.
Brian, this is ridiculous if you think about it. So here we are, right outside his office. Facing me are the 300 brave people protesting today, asking Brian Nichols once again to come down and just talk to us. We want to have a contract signed, our outstanding unfair labor practices resolved. Brian, it's time. We're here. I know you can hear us. Come down and just talk to us. Ow, ow! Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't even have any sympathy for Starbucks. This is what happens when you hire some blue-haired feminists who believe in the ABCD agenda. You get people like this.
Typical liberal starts to cry when she's fact-checked.
And at the end of the day, I don't think white people should be wearing bonnets. It never sat right with me. I always hated it. When the Get Ready With Me's would come up on my For You page, and the girls would have the under eye things, and the white girl would take her bonnet off and her hair was completely straight under, that shit used to piss me off. It still pisses me off. And I'm already knowing if this video does get a little bit of traction, everybody's going to be under the comments saying, you guys didn't invent them, or bonnets are for all types of hair. It's been proven. I'm a cosmetologist and this, that, and the third. Why, when a black woman tells you guys something that makes her uncomfortable, your first instinct is to invalidate her feelings, pull up fucking receipts of bullshit, use your cosmetology school as credibility to discredit what she's saying, blah, 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 blah. No, you guys are cosplaying black women, and when the black woman in question says, hey, I don't feel comfortable with this, you write her off and disregard whatever the fuck she's saying. That's my actual issue. My issue, not even the fact that y'all, no, it is the fact that y'all are wearing bonnets, but more so than that, is the fact that whenever anybody says y'all don't need to be wearing bonnets, y'all argue with them. Y'all were never on our side. Y'all were never on our side. Yeah. Because now bonnets are trendy, and you cannot stand going without a trend. You can't. So you gotta be like all the other get ready with me bitches on TikTok, and you gotta get your little pink bonnet and your little sleep mask, and you gotta make your get ready with me, even though your hair is overly straight, and you can have silk pillowcases. Like, I'm confused. A couple years ago, there was literally a debate about whether or not black women should be leaving the house in their bonnets because it's ghetto. And then the Caligarists just get on the plane with their bonnets, and it's like, OMG, wait, I love this for them. They're so brave. Yes. Ghetto until proven fashionable. Ghetto until it's trendy. Like, I can't fucking stand you.
At the end of the day, I don't know how you can make a whole 2-minute video on how white people shouldn't engage in things that black people engage in while having blonde hair, which typically doesn't grow from black people's hair and typically grows from white people's hair. You're talking about cultural appropriation while culturally appropriating another race's hair. Yeah, they're that stupid.
All right, so yes, I look ridiculous because I just got out of a dentist appointment, and this is the Ready mask, which is N95 rated, waterproof, strapless mask. It is probably no longer rated because NIOSH doesn't really exist anymore. However, they are super handy for MRIs, if you have really bad facial pain like I do due to like nerve entrapment, and they're handy for dentist appointments. So you can see the edges are adhesive, stuck to my face, and then on the sides here over my nose, because obviously when you're in a dentist appointment they need access to your mouth. So when I go in, I wear regular mask on top, and then I take that off once I'm in the room. My dentist has little back rooms that are enclosed that I always use because I'm immunocompromised. If anyone in Chicago is looking for an Ehlers-Danlos aware dentist, mine is in Wicker Park area. She's lovely. She's queer. Most of the people in her office are queer. You know, like, and she's on her shit. She's a little pricey compared to some other dentists. However, she's the second doctor that spotted I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and she spotted it like 2 months after I got diagnosed. So, like, very exciting. Anyway, the way that the Ready mask works in practice is that you enclose your nose and you try to breathe through your nose for this appointment. As you can see, I got a pretty good seal. I usually just like flip it up and tuck it kind of like under the glasses that they give you.
This person is a real person, and this is not a joke. This person is being genuine in everything she said in this video. She is doing everything according to what is going on in her mind, and she's being genuine about what she's doing. Yes, this is not a joke. This is not a skit.
Independent media is like your only real media if you get. Excuse me.
Were you allowed permits to film on
excuse
campus?
me, sir.
Ma'am, were you allowed permits to film on campus?
Excuse me.
Were you allowed permits to film on
I'm
campus?
in the middle of doing a report.
That's fantastic. Were you allowed a permit by the campus, by the university?
This is a public
to film?
place.
No, it's not. It's a private campus.
All right. Triggering.
On this campus that you did not receive. You're here without authorization.
All right, you
from
guys.
campus. This isn't public.
Are you kicking people?
She's not kicking anyone.
I saw
You
your
guys are
foot kicking
bullies.
people.
Move out of the way.
Ma'am,
All
I'm
right,
asking you a
I'm
question.
doing.
You're a reporter.
I don't know
I'm
who
asking
you are.
a question.
Yeah. Okay.
You're a
well, I'm the
reporter?
one who asks questions. I'm in the middle.
I'm
you
asking
can wait.
you a
How about
question.
this? Why don't you wait until I'm
Excuse
done
me.
doing what
no,
I'm doing?
you don't show
Okay.
up unethically
All right.
on this campus.
So, anyway,
and then disrespect the people that are here.
You know, it's sad. It really is sad. Like, to be so angry about the good news that there have not been 215 children's remains, and to ignore everything, all of the evidence, all of the evidence that suggests there has been a manipulation with the tax dollars and what are being used, and to act like it's an us against them kind of thing, to say, hey, those kids didn't die. It's like the new form of Munchausen syndrome or something. Like they get a payoff from thinking these kids were murdered. Over 100 bands made the same false claims, meaning unproven, and not a single one has found a single body to date. Yet our university students believe that it's true. They don't have the facts. They don't have the reason. They just have the narrative, and they're so passionate about it. It's sick. It's concerning. But you know what? Things like this get people thinking, right? And that's what this is all about. You know, one of the ladies said, you know, this isn't the right space. Why don't you guys just come to the university and have a debate? I would love that. I have reached out so many times, of course, to the band, to the government to have these conversations. But I would love to have that debate. So I wanted to get her name. There she is. I'm going to try to get her name because she wants to facilitate that. I would love to, you know, maybe host that. We can have Dr. Francis Widdowson, all of those things. But I've ranted enough. There will be more at this at our special website called camloopsdocumentary.com.
Yeah, the wokies don't really care about all of these identity politics. It's just basically anyone who agrees with them. Those are the people that they support. They don't really care about you being black. They don't really care about you being trans. They don't care about you being a woman. As long as you agree with them, that's when they care. If you're a black person and you agree with them, then the identity politics come into play. Then all of a sudden, they're for minorities. Then all of a sudden, they want to tell you all of the ways you can be a victim. But if you don't agree with them, you'll see how they treat you.
It is wild to me that there aren't more people in the United States wearing a mask.
It is definitely not wild to me that there are more people wearing masks because, you know, people who wear masks tend to be the people who do not have a functioning brain. And you're a perfect example of that.
We're here at the Starbucks at Holcomb Woods in Roswell, where I have Danielle, Strike Captain Danielle. So what are your demands?
Livable wages, fair scheduling, and consistent scheduling, and that they come back to the table and finish what they promised us a year ago.
Cool. So what's an example of a livable wage?
So about right now, I think our partners start off at about $15.25 an hour, which is not very livable for the Atlanta area. And the fact that our drinks are about $7 a pop for like a grande or a venti, depending on what you get. So it takes 3 drinks to pay us for 1 hour of work. So I think they can give us more than that so that we can pay our bills and don't have to choose between healthcare, rent, food, groceries, things like that.
So if people want to support the workers of Starbucks, what can we do?
The best thing you can do to support us is 1, boycott Starbucks. If you don't shop at Starbucks during our strike, it helps. There's a no contract, no coffee pledge you can sign on our website, Starbucks Workers United. And then finally, if you want, come out, join the picket line with us. Reach out to your local unionized Starbucks, and you can find maps of that on StarbucksWorkersUnited.com too.
Of course they take kids out to follow along with their stupid agenda. Of course they do that. You know, the people who are not brainwashing your kids. Of course, you know, they have to have kids everywhere where they engage in their degeneracy.
Abortion, make them stop. Talking about abortion makes many people profoundly uncomfortable. At dinner parties, in polite conversation with friends and family, and too often in church. Despite many people's profound discomfort with abortion, images, messaging, and moralizing about abortion are ubiquitous in our culture. Talking fetuses, aggressive bumper stickers, and saccharine billboards quoting scripture and invoking God's wrath pave our streets and plaster our highways. Politicians stump on the issue, and state legislatures spent the last 50 years working to control, regulate, and ultimately overturn Roe v. Wade. Their success was our failure. In the abortion imaginary, all people of faith are against abortion. This imaginary has colonized our minds, traumatizing many people with its toxic theology, and shaping a culture of stigma and shame that has silenced millions of women and people who have had abortions, erasing their voices, their stories, and their witness from the public sphere. As a child of God, I can certainly appreciate the lyrical beauty of this text, as well as the descriptions in Jeremiah and Job of their certain knowledge that God was with them in the womb. I too feel that I am known by God in these ways. As a woman who has borne 2 children, I can affirm that I felt something sacred happening in my gestating body during those pregnancies. I can also attest that I felt God's presence with me as I made the decision to end 2 pregnancies. And I felt no guilt, no shame, no sin. While the liminal space of my womb and all fertile wombs represents the possibility of creating new life, if pregnancy and gestation are to remain holy mysteries, they require cooperation. A forced pregnancy or birth is not holy. I cannot fathom a God who would imagine otherwise.